Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Dylan Holloway. First tonight, a Stonington man has died following a residential fire. According to a Maine State Police spokesperson, emergency responders and the State Fire Marshal's office responded to a residential explosion and fire at a residence located in Stonington at approximately 9:30 this morning. Following an investigation, the remains of one person were recovered. The remains are believed to be of 71-year-old David Crutcher, who lived alone at the residence. The remains were transported to the office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Augusta. The cause of the explosion and the fire are still under investigation. Well, Belfast police are asking for help locating a driver involved in a hit and run. Witnesses reported a bicyclist had been hit by a vehicle after finding an adult woman in a ditch on 238 Belmont Avenue Friday night. According to Belfast police, the vehicle fled eastbound on Route 3 toward downtown Belfast. The bicyclist sustained facial injuries and was transported to Waldo General Hospital, where she was later released.
We're happy to report that she's doing well. It certainly could have been a lot worse. Well, the driver knew that he had hit somebody, or she did, in the fact that their mirror was taken off the vehicle and their window was smashed out. At this point, the investigation is heading towards felony charges.
Police say the vehicle is believed to be a 2014 to 2018 Chevy Silverado pickup truck, missing the passenger side mirror and window. Anyone who has information regarding this case or may have been in the area of 238 Belmont Avenue around 8:50 p.m. Friday night should contact Belfast Police at 338-2040. Fire marshals are investigating a fatal fire that took place in Industry. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says fire marshals were called to 14 Mose Cove Road around 2 o'clock Friday morning. A family of 4 lived in the home. The mother and 2 children, ages 6 and 10, were able to make it out of the home safely after waking up to the sound of the smoke alarm. Moss says the father did not make it out. His remains were taken to a local funeral home to be examined. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but there is no evidence of foul play at this time. Firefighters responded to a fire at an apartment building late Friday night. According to a release from the Glenburn Fire Department, firefighters responded to multiple fire alarms at the Sunny Gables Retirement Facility in Glenburn around 11 p.m. Friday night. Upon arrival, firefighters discovered fire in a second-floor apartment and were able to contain the fire to that area. Multiple people were assisted out of the building by Penobscot County Sheriff's deputies and Glenburn firefighters. All tenants of the 24 apartments were safe and accounted for. The Glenburn Fire Department is working with the Red Cross to provide housing for the tenants, as Sunny Gables has been shut down until further notice. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Fairfield police are investigating a robbery at a convenience store. Public Information Officer Casey Dugas with the Fairfield Police Department says they received a report of an armed robbery at the Circle K at 149 Norge Walk Road just before 2:30 Friday morning. Dugas says when law enforcement arrived, the suspects had already fled the scene. A Hampton man pleaded guilty in U.S. District Court Friday to possessing child sexual abuse materials. According to a release from the Department of Justice, 31-year-old Kevin McVicar, possessed child pornography on his cellular device, among other electronic devices. The images and videos were obtained from the internet and online forums. He faces up to 20 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, and up to a lifetime of supervised release. An attempt to locate a wanted person in Waldo County ended with 3 people being arrested. On August 4th, state police went to School Ridge Road in Liberty. They found 27-year-old Cole Libby at his home and arrested him on warrants from 3 different counties. Troopers say Libby was also allegedly in possession of approximately 50 grams of fentanyl. They found several firearms in his home as well as drug scales and approximately $8,500 in suspected drug proceeds. 28-year-old Felicia Glidden and 56-year-old Randall Smith, both of Liberty, were also in the home. Both are convicted felons. Police say Glidden was allegedly in possession of methamphetamine and prescription drugs. Smith allegedly had possession of methamphetamine, $1,700 in suspected drug proceeds, and 2 pistols. After searching the residence, troopers found numerous high-value stolen items, including a Can-Am side-by-side and a cannon. Libby, Glidden, and Smith are facing several charges, including drug trafficking. All 3 are out on bail. The investigation is ongoing. If you know anyone with the missing cannon, you can contact the Maine State Police at 624-7076. Not every day you see a missing cannon, right? Well, a food pantry in LaGrange is looking for donations and is doing what it can to feed families in the nearby area. Our Matthew Juronczyk has that story.
This is what they live off of, what they get at the food pantry. This is it. There's no extra.
Those are the words from LaGrange Blue Cross's head volunteer Diana Salisbury as her group at the Blue Cross Food Cupboard received less food than expected from retailers like BJ's and Target. Located on Bennick Road in LaGrange, the food pantry's mission is to help families in the greater LaGrange area who suffer from food insecurity.
Our ministry is to feed people, and to me, that's everything. That's why we're all here.
Volunteer Will Druin says the pantry's need for donations is more urgent now than ever.
We usually have anywhere from 50 to 75 families. And then on Saturday, we have anywhere from 75 to 150 families. And we also have like about 500 families that we serve periodically. And we're getting more and more each and every week.
Consisting of fridges filled with perishable food, shelf-stable food, and boxes with fresh produce, LaGrange Food Pantry does the best it can with its current situation. Volunteers at the organization say besides not having enough food, their fridges are outdated and not energy efficient, and the pantry does not have enough money for these upgrades. Yet through these tough times, Druin knows he can rely on his peers to make magic happen.
I'm so thankful for the people that come here and donate their time with me. I can count on them. And that means a lot too, because you cannot run a food cupboard without the people.
When they look at me with tears in their eyes and tell me this is what they're going to eat for the week, yeah, it's worth it all.
LaGrange Food Pantry is always looking for donations, and if you're interested in donating, feel free to head to Governor's Restaurant Bakery in Old Town on the 22nd between 4 and 8 p.m., where there will be raffle prizes that are auctioned off, shelf-stable food collected, and even donating 10% of all proceeds. Reporting from LaGrange, Matthew Juronczyk, ABC7 and Fox 22.
All right, thanks for that, Matthew. We're going to turn things over to Conrad Supinski, who's in now at the first look at our forecast. Conrad, what you got?
Thank you so much, Dylan. So today was a nice and warm day out there. A couple of clouds lingering in Bangor. And as you could see, a couple of showers actually in the eastern part of the state. Doesn't look like much. It is just some small rain showers out there. And most of us in general in the northeast are looking really clear, just a few passing clouds. So don't worry, it will look even better the next couple of days. Same thing with those dew points as they are on the comfortable end. And taking a look at this graphic, it looks great. The next week we'll have our dew points in the comfortable zone. So get ready because outdoor activities are going to be perfect out there as temperatures earlier today were around 83 degrees in Bangor. So it was a warm one out there today, but later on tonight we'll continue to cool off into the 50s. Dylan?
All righty, thanks, Conrad. Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we talk with the drought expert on the severity of the state's current drought status. And CMP's plan to raise rates is under fire from customers as well as Governor Janet Mills. Those stories and more local news when we return after this.
$7.8 million. That's how much I made home sellers in the past 2 years. Planning on selling? I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one, gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Not all states have tax-free weekend. We thought you should too, so why wait to buy a mattress? Right now, get 15% off or get up to 60 months no interest. It ends Sunday.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Is this the new phone?
Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. Big screen, big storage. I cannot remember the last time I had so many different options.
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone from any brand free.
Are you actually texting them?
I don't know. I just thought I would just...
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Now you can buy a certified pre-owned vehicle with confidence at every turn. Meet Ford Blue Advantage. Browse our massive inventory online anytime. Then check out our vehicles in person at your Ford dealer. See, touch, drive before you buy. And get a certified inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, Carfax report, a money-back guarantee, and 31,000 factory-trained technicians to service your Ford after the sale. Ford Blue Advantage. Certified pre-owned vehicle buying built for you.
You give me the correct missing lyric, I'm gonna give you $1 million.
Yes! Niecy Nash hosts Don't Forget the Lyrics, part of $1 Million Music Monday on Fox.
When selling your home, knowing your options could make you tens of thousands of dollars. That's what I do for my clients. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Good morning, I'm Joe Cortez. Coming up on Good Morning Maine, we'll start your week off with your full weather forecast. Devin Biggs will join us. Next week looks like there will be a little cloud coverage, some sunshine, little rain later on in the week, Wednesday and Thursday. And Dave Peck will be joining us for sports. We'll have all the local news from over the weekend. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back to the show. Bangor Police and Fire Rescue responded to a rollover on State Street Friday morning. According to Sergeant Jason McAmbley, a 44-year-old woman suffered a medical event while traveling down State Street, causing her to lose control of her vehicle. The woman's vehicle went up an embankment and rolled over onto its side. McAmbley says the woman suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center for evaluation. A multi-vehicle crash on Route 1A was one of 3 accidents to occur in one day on Friday on the same road. The Holden Police Department says a male driver allegedly passed multiple motorists and struck a vehicle before losing control and hitting a tree. They say the driver was transported to a nearby hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Another passenger was treated for minor injuries.
3 cars, very busy road in the summertime in Maine, and sometimes people get impatient. And I don't know the circumstances yet, this is still under investigation, but passing multiple cars in a do not pass lane where there's lots of traffic is the recipe for trouble.
The Holden Police Department urges everyone to follow the rules of the road and to drive safely. The Maine CDC has identified a case of monkeypox in a Maine resident under the age of 18. It's the first case of pediatric monkeypox in Maine. The CDC is working to identify any others who may have been exposed and make the vaccine available to close contacts. Maine has received the monkeypox vaccine from the federal government and is making it available to close contacts of identified cases, as well as those at risk of transmitting monkeypox or becoming seriously ill. A statement from the Maine CDC says cases in people under 18 remain rare and the risk to the public is low. The U.S. Drought Monitor reports Maine's 3rd consecutive year of drought. Our A.J. Douglas spoke to an expert who explains what's driving the problem.
What we're seeing this year is kind of an extension of dry conditions below normal snowpack over a few years and some below normal precipitation this year.
Nick Stastoulis works as a Maine field office chief for the New England Science Center. The organization provides information to federal and state agencies on water resources. Stastoulis says Maine needs prolonged rain to remedy this ongoing issue.
Thunderstorms passing through that are dropping a lot of rain in a really short amount of time. And with how dry the ground is in most of Maine right now, it's so hard packed that the water from that intense rain can't infiltrate down into the soil. So we're not getting a lot of benefit.
Reports of dry wells are one of many major impacts of the continued drought. The Maine Drought Task Force reported 38 dry wells so far this year.
Half of the state's residents rely on wells, domestic wells for their water. If those wells are having issues supplying water, it impacts their ability to bathe and cook and clean and do all of the things that they need to do.
Mainers can visit our website at foxbangor.com to learn more about how to report a dry well and apply for assistance resources. A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
All right, thank you, AJ. CMP's plan to raise rates is again coming under fire from some customers and from the governor. CMP is, however, defending its plan. Brad Rogers looks at why CMP says it needs the money and why the governor and others are so against it.
The Powering Maine plan proposes a rate plan that's less than half the cost of inflation right now.
Central Maine Power is proposing a $5 rate increase in the first year, increasing to $10 a month by the third year, or $120 a year per customer.
They're trying to make us poor.
Carol Merrill spends a lot of time on her porch. Inside, there's only one air conditioner that her family only runs at night to keep their electric bill down. She's against CMP's proposed rate hike.
I just think they don't need any more money. And I don't want to give them any more money.
CMP says part of the increase will go toward replacing aging poles and reducing outages.
This is important, particularly in the face of increasingly volatile and frequent storms due to climate change.
People can't afford it. It's hard enough to live as it is right now.
Tanisha Conley is a stay-at-home mom with 3 children. She says on her husband's income, their budget is already tight.
Everything costs so much more. Food costs more. Gas costs more. You know, the rent is insane right now. It's not a good time.
You know, it's never a right time to increase costs. But the grid needs to be maintained, and it needs to be done in such a way so that it serves Mainers.
This senior on a fixed income says this is no time for CMP to ask for a rate hike.
That would be put a strain on everybody, since everybody has to pay more for things like gas and groceries at this time.
CMP says the rate hike will also help Maine meet its climate change goals by transforming the grid to enable the interconnection of solar and other renewable energy sources.
We have hundreds of solar projects in queue trying to connect to the grid, and it requires a really fundamental change in the way the grid operates.
Governor Mills opposes the proposed rate increase, particularly the timing, saying high energy prices are already hurting Mainers. CMP says it has no control over energy prices, but can control its reliability and service to customers.
In an effort to reduce plastic in the environment, Beth C. Wright Cancer Center is teaming up with Shaw's for the reusable bag program in the month of August. With every $3 reusable bag purchased, $1 will be donated to a nonprofit in the local area. It's an easy way for shoppers to give back to the local community and the environment as part of their regular shopping routine. If the shopper does not direct the donation within 7 days, the $1 donation will automatically be directed to the nonprofit chosen each month by store leadership. For more information, check out shaws.bagsformycause.com. Well, a young Brewer resident is doing his part to help other kids. 2020's United Way of Eastern Maine Volunteer of the Year recipient Dorian Pillsbury held the lemonade stand Sunday at the Brewer Little League fields.
I'm selling lemonade for the Brewer Community School. I'm funding snacks.
This is the 4th year Pillsbury has worked to raise funds for his peers. Visit our website at foxbangor.com for more information on how you can donate online. Oh, it's cool when you see kids helping other kids, am I right? All right, don't go anywhere, folks, because when we return from break, we'll have the very latest on the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And Republicans are calling for the FBI's affidavit for the search of former President Donald Trump's Florida estate to be made public. We'll be right back after this.
Here at Versant, we want to help keep you safe near our power lines. Did you know that work or play near wires causes roughly 10% of all power outages? And that state and federal regulations restrict tree trimming up to 20 feet from energized lines?
Be a good neighbor. If you've got work to do near the lines, give us a call here at Versant Power, and we'll help you stay safe.
Ever wondered, wouldn't it be great if I could get my McDonald's chicken favorites with an extra kick of spice? Your flavor buds are in luck. Spicy chicken nuggets are seasoned with cayenne on the outside and made with all white meat chicken on the inside. And the spicy crispy chicken sandwich is topped with a spicy pepper sauce. And suddenly, your flavor wish has come true. For a limited time, get a spicy crispy chicken sandwich or spicy 10-piece chicken McNuggets free with the purchase of $1 or more, only in the app.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road this summer. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther this summer in a new Chevy. Find new Get Up and Go, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2022 Equinox models. Plus, get 0% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Visit your Maine Chevy dealer.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
In life, many things matter. Black lives matter. Asian and Caucasian lives matter. Police officers and firefighters matter. Youngsters and senior citizen lives matter. Think about it. Every life matters. And it all begins, first in Maine and everywhere, when the protection of the unborn matters.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back in, everyone. Now to the latest on the war in Ukraine, where Ukrainian forces are pressing a counteroffensive to retake Russian-occupied territory in the east. Fox's Alex Hogan has the very latest from Kyiv.
Fighting once again continued outside of Europe's largest nuclear power plant. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky issuing a harsh warning to any Russian troops using the facility as a shield or shooting at it, saying that they themselves will be considered special targets.
The occupiers are trying to intimidate people in an extremely cynical way, using the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. They actually cover themselves with the station to fire at Nikopol and Manganets.
Ukraine this weekend striking Russian supply routes, troops blowing up bridges in Russian-occupied territory near Kherson. Ukrainian officials today also claiming to have shot down 2 Russian helicopters. Still, Russian forces continue to advance inward, taking more and more territory in the Donbass. Attacks this week striking Ukraine's military headquarters in the east, the town of Kramatorsk. Rockets targeting the town have wounded more than a dozen and killed at least 3 people.
Everything was turned into ruins. I had always looked after my home, and people always were glad to see it. I put all my efforts to take care of it. And what happens now? Do I have forces and funds to rebuild everything?
And in the south, Russian forces also targeting the already hard-hit city of Mykolaiv. Strikes in the last day killing at least 1 person. In Kyiv, Ukraine, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
President Biden still vacationing in South Carolina ahead of a busy week at the White House. The president will sign the Inflation Reduction Act later this week, despite heavy pushback from Republicans who say it will fuel more inflation. Fox's Jackie Heinrich is in Kiowa Island with the latest.
We heard from President Biden for the first time since he began his vacation on Wednesday. He was in a celebratory mood, looking forward to signing that bill next week with a celebration at the White House on September 6th. And he said he spent a lot of his time off working the phones.
I'm enjoying it a great deal. I'm good news report.
With inflation remaining a top concern for voters, White House officials have been trying to build up goodwill ahead of the midterms, saying the Inflation Reduction Act, as it's called, will bring down the cost of living, even though experts agree it won't directly impact inflation for a year or more. And congressional Democrats have been trying to connect the recent drop in gas prices to this bill the president hasn't yet even signed.
Well, we're already feeling the effects to a certain extent because we've seen gas prices come down, which has been huge.
Administration officials have been making the case that Americans should feel the impacts of this bill soon because Medicare negotiations will bring down the cost of prescription drugs and energy costs will come down because of climate investments like tax credits for electric cars and solar panels.
First of all, immediately, people will be able to lower the fuel costs in their home. There's a 30% tax credit that you can claim in 2022 for installing energy-efficient windows, heat pumps, energy-efficient appliances. That is right away. And on top of that, of course, if citizens want to install solar panels on their roofs so that they can generate their own power. That's another 30% tax credit.
But spending money on things like solar panels and heat pumps in order to save money on your electric bill is not the same thing as bringing down the cost for items that people are buying at the register, which remain at 40-year highs. In Kiowa Island, South Carolina, Jackie Heinrich, Fox News.
Well, as both sides of the aisle draw their own conclusions from last week's FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago, not everyone in Washington thinks the incident will necessarily hurt the Trump brand or his prospects at a repeat bid for the White House. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson has the details from Washington.
As Washington tries to figure out what led to last week's surprise raid of President Trump's Florida estate, Republicans are calling for the FBI's affidavit for the search to be made public.
The Justice Department, now that they've done this, that they show that this was not just a fishing expedition, that they had due cause to go in and to do this.
A search warrant released Friday revealed that Trump had at least 11 sets of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago, including some that could be in breach of the Espionage Act.
The judge looked at this and said, yeah, there's evidence, enough evidence to warrant a search warrant to go in there and retrieve those documents that are of high national security classification. These are the nation's secrets.
It appears to be willful on the president's part. The keeping of these documents after the government was requesting them back.
Several former Trump aides told the Wall Street Journal that it wasn't uncommon for Trump to bring documents to Mar-a-Lago when he was president. Not everyone agreed with the practice. The whirlwind of events comes as Trump mulls a potential 2024 bid. Some believe the raid will end up working to the former president's advantage.
This week it was actually a win for Donald Trump. It seemed to motivate his base and people rushing to his defense and feeling as if he was being picked upon and martyred. But I don't think, we've seen the end of the story yet.
Trump allies have painted the raid as a politically motivated attack from the White House. The Biden administration maintains it was not involved in the decision and that the Justice Department acted alone. In Washington, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Well, jury selection in the second federal trial against R&B singer and convicted sex offender R. Kelly is set to begin in Chicago on Monday. Kelly is already serving a 30-year prison sentence for racketeering and sex trafficking. Fox's Christina Coleman reports.
Disgraced R&B star R. Kelly, who is a convicted sex offender, has long been trailed by accusations of using his fame to systematically sexually abuse young fans, including some children. Legal experts describe this new trial in Chicago as a sort of do-over trial of his 2008 state child pornography case in Chicago. In his 2008 trial, R. Kelly was accused of having sex on video with a girl no older than 14. She did not testify during that case, and R. Kelly was acquitted. The big difference in this new Chicago trial is that girl, who is now in her 30s, is expected to take the stand.
This trial is really about setting right something that had been wrong. It goes all the way back to 2008, and the story that this indictment tells is of an orchestrated effort by him and his co-defendants to lie and obstruct and secure an acquittal where there should have been a conviction way back in 2008.
Based on court documents, prosecutors will likely argue that R. Kelly rigged the 2008 case by threatening the young girl's family against testifying and paying them off not to do so. Prosecutors also say R. Kelly had sexual contact or sexual acts with the girl on the video and 4 others who ranged in age from 13 to 14 years old to 17 years old, and they're accusing him of conspiring, intimidating, or paying some of them and their families to falsify, destroy, or conceal materials that would prove him guilty. R. Kelly faces 2 conspiracy counts, including obstruction of justice. Meantime, R. Kelly has said that his accusers are lying and maintains that he has not broken any laws.
There's a lot of drama in that, and in this trial, we're going to see several witnesses who are going to tell what we all can expect will be some pretty troubling stories.
R. Kelly was already sentenced to 30 years after he was found guilty in New York on multiple counts related to sexual abuse, including racketeering and sex trafficking. Reporting in Los Angeles, Christina Coleman, Fox News.
Well, are you getting early Christmas shopping done now? If yes, you might want to mail it now, too, because you won't catch a break later. The U.S. Postal Service says customers will likely have to shell out a little more this holiday season. Governors of the Postal Service have approved price hikes sent by Priority, First Class, Parcel Select, and Retail Ground. Priority increases could range between 75 cents and $6.50. First class, Parcel Select, and Retail Ground could range from 25 cents to $5.50. If approved, the rates go into effect from October 2nd through January 22nd, 2023. All right, everybody, don't move a muscle, because after this quick break, we'll bring you the latest animal news from around the globe. Please stay with us.
The $1 Million Music Guessing Game is back.
Beat Shazam!
With the best dad and daughter team.
Dad, do not embarrass me.
Beat Shazam, part of $1 Million Music Mondays on Fox.
When I married my late husband, who was a widower, I took on his beautiful daughters as my own. The chaos of raising 5 girls while working full-time didn't exactly prepare me to govern during turbulent times, but it helped. I learned to listen and work together because no one has a monopoly on solutions in a family or in a state. That's why we brought Democrats, Republicans, and Independents together to move Maine forward. Girls, some things just don't change.
Penobscot Poorhouse, Bangor's favorite neighborhood pub, is your place to catch all your sports and live music. Don't miss a second of the action on our 24 TVs and big screen. Enjoy live music every Friday and Saturday nights, karaoke on Wednesdays, and trivia on Thursdays. Concert season is in full swing. Relax in one of our 2 outdoor seating areas, including our new beer garden. The Penobscot Poorhouse is the place to be before and after the show. The Penobscot Poorhouse, Bangor's #1 sports and entertainment location, 14 Larkin Street, off Main Street in Bangor.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Twin City Tint in Brewer, Comfort Shoes and More in Newport, Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
We are the first family of country music. I gotta show the world the legacy will continue beyond me.
I'll do anything to protect this family.
Our family is all secrets and lies. What did you do? If there's a hell, I booked my ticket years ago. Just watch.
Monarch series premiere September 11th on Fox.
Thanks for staying with us. A warning for pet owners. Just because these are the dog days of summer doesn't mean it's a prime time to leave your fur babies out in the sun. 19 puppies in Texas had to be rescued after their 4-legged parents died from being left outside in the heat. Fox's Carissa Lemkuhl has more on this story.
This is Stilton. You want to get adopted? Given a cheesy name along with his siblings that include Brie and Parmesan. These pups are some of 19 total, 2 litters, that were left alone after their 2 mom dogs died from being left outside in the heat.
It's tragic when something like this happens, and it's been a really hard summer with the temperatures that we've been seeing.
Now they're in the care of staff at Austin Pets Alive, waiting for new homes.
They are adoption age and ready to go.
But what happened to these pups serves as a somber reminder.
Definitely in the summer months in Austin and Texas, in the South, it gets way too hot for our dogs to be outside for a prolonged amount of time.
Even 30 minutes could be too long. And while all dogs are vulnerable, some breeds have a higher risk.
The ones with shorter snouts, your pugs, your bulldogs, those types of breeds, they have a lot more trouble moving just moving air in general because of that conformation of their snout.
Domesticated dogs, they're just really not acclimated to being out in this kind of heat the way a wild animal is.
Stacy Sutton Kirby is with the Texas Humane Legislation Network. The organization helped get the Safe Outdoor Dogs Act passed last year. It sets a legal standard for dog owners.
They must have access to drinkable water, and they must have shade from direct sunlight, and they must have some sort of adequate shelter, protection from extreme elements.
Back at APA, some good news Thursday. By the end of our interview, little Stilton had found a home.
Well, I'm very happy for little Stilton there. Breaks my heart, though, to hear about those dogs passing away. You need to take care of those fur babies. Don't leave them out in the heat, everyone. Not even here in Maine, let alone Texas. Volunteers in New Zealand saved 7 out of 9 dolphins stranded on a beach off Waiheke Island near Auckland. The rescuers keeping the mammals alive by carrying buckets of water, splashing them, and wrapping the animals in towels in an effort to keep them hydrated. The dolphins were monitored and later seen heading back out into deep waters. New Zealand has the world's highest stranding rate of dolphins and whales. The reason the animals get beached remains a puzzle to experts. I did not know that New Zealand has the highest rate there. So anybody who's thinking about getting into marine biology, that could be, if you're young kids out there thinking about being a marine biologist, that could be a puzzle you could help solve later on. So something to think about there. Well, an endearing creature doesn't mind if its stature is small, and neither do zoo visitors in California. The Oakland Zoo has welcomed a newborn southern pudu, the world's smallest deer. The zoo knew something was up when its mom, named Riley, began looking heavier recently, following worn-off birth control treatments. Pudus are native to South American rainforests in Chile and Argentina. While the father pudu isn't paying much attention to the newborn, Riley is, and the unnamed baby is getting nursed, while kept safe in hidden places. All right, be honest with yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching out there. Did you do the little, ooh, you voice at that deer? Because I know I did. In my head, internally, while doing that story. That thing, incredibly adorable. Well, a zoo in Wisconsin celebrates the birth of 5 healthy tiger cubs. Fox's Madeline O'Neill has more on this welcomed good news.
You can come to the Shalom Wildlife Zoo here and see a ton of amazing animals out and about, but it's what's going on inside here right now that's really special.
As you get through the zoo,
life is all around here, front and center.
When you have over 800 animals, there's always something being born and always something dying, and it's just life in general. But this is so special.
Co-owner David Fechter has a special bond.
I love that cat.
With one tiger in particular.
Ginger has just been really sweet to me. I call her Pretty.
Ginger is in the middle of one of life's biggest miracles.
Hey, Pretty.
After having 2 stillborn babies 2 years ago, this month she had 5 healthy cubs. These days, Fechter spends about 4 hours a day here, with tigers in the wild facing potential extinction.
Every single tiger is a blessing.
Fechter says this blessing goes even farther.
Towards the end, I mean, he was a fighter.
The zoo's tiger Goliath, not the father of Ginger's babies, but a friend.
His main goal in life was to protect her.
Had to be put down just a week before Ginger gave birth.
She knew he was dying, and tigers in general are solitary. They don't hang out together, but she actually would lay with him and comfort him.
Just as much a part of life is death.
That's just how it goes. That's life, right? The cycle of life.
That cycle of life continuing.
We're going to call that one Goliath.
Offering little miracles along the way. Here at Shalom Wildlife Zoo, they expect the tiger cubs to have their eyes open and be out and about in about a week.
Man, I tell you, that one right here, right in the feels, hit me right there. Well, 3 newborn lion cubs have become the star attraction at a zoo in Gaza City. Palestinian children and adults have been dropping by to see them. The lioness gave birth to the cubs on Friday, 5 days after Israel and Palestinian militants ended a fierce round of cross-border fighting that saw thundering Israeli airstrikes and Palestinian rocket fire. Zoo officials say the cubs are in excellent health. The zoo and managers of the zoo said they were relieved that the births went well, despite the deafening sound of constant explosions during the 3 days of fighting. That's got to be pretty stressful, trying to give birth to some lion cubs, and there's blasts and rockets going on in the background. That's crazy. Well, I'm going to pass the ball over to Conrad Supinski, who's in now with our full 5-day forecast.
Temperatures were looking perfect today. We were in the 80s, so we were above average, but cooler temperatures are on the way. When does that arrive? I'll have all of that coming up.
The Piscataquis Valley Fair, an old-time county fair featuring farm, steer, and ox pulls, pedal tractor pulls, truck pulls, a pig scramble, and much more. Fun rides on the Midway and daily and nightly entertainment. The Piscataquis Valley Fair, August 25th through the 28th in Dover Foxcroft.
When pipes froze and water damage ravaged a home, Bouchard Cleaning was there to restore and dry things up. When a home in Wells needed mold remediation, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration performed as promised. From Madawaska to Owl's Head, Ashland to Bath, we've answered the call. More than just a cleaning company, we're restoring Maine. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
From the land to the sea, Chase's Family Restaurant is the place to be.
Are you looking for a place to unwind after a long day?
Then come check out our Hideaway Lounge.
With a bar that's both upbeat and laid back. And it's the perfect atmosphere for anyone who wants to unwind after work.
Or kick it up for the weekend with daily drink specials and a full dinner menu.
You can fill up on a good time any night of the week.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Here at Chase's Family Restaurant.
The Piscataquis Valley Fair, an old-time county fair featuring farm, steer, and ox pulls, pedal tractor pulls, truck pulls, a pig scramble, and much more. Fun rides on the Midway and daily and nightly entertainment. The Piscataquis Valley Fair, August 25th through the 28th in Dover Foxcroft.
I did what I did to save my son. But this is not who I am.
The Cleaning Lady. Watch the entire first season before new episodes this fall.
Happy Sunday and welcome back. It's the weekend, and today the weather was showing it. Temperatures were in the 80s. We had a few passing clouds, and actually we had a little bit of shower action going on in the eastern part of the state. Doesn't look like much. It is just some scattered showers in the area, but in general, most of the northeast is in the clear. Just a few passing clouds, especially closer to Boston, but we are going to stay in the clear for the next couple of days until Tuesday night into Wednesday, when more chances of showers start to roll in, and that's going to actually linger for a couple of days. So enjoy today and tomorrow. Same thing into the early part on Tuesday before all of that rain comes in, and it looks like it's going to bring quite a bit of rain, especially in the eastern part of the state. Some locations will get over 1.5 inches of rain, especially locations in the purple and the red, just outside of Maine. Locations will actually get a lot of rain, so get ready for that rain. Those dew points, though, are on the lower end, so today it was feeling comfortable. Tomorrow, same thing into Tuesday as well. Pretty much all week we're going to have those dew points on the lower end, even though that rain is going to move in by Wednesday into Thursday. Still going to look pretty good out there besides those temperatures on Wednesday and Thursday. Today, though, different story. We had above average high temperatures in the 80s across the state, a couple of 70s in the northern part of the state. Of course, it's a little bit cooler there, but we had 83 degrees in Bangor today, 80 in Bar Harbor, a little bit cooler in Rockland, coming in at 78 degrees. But most of us were a little bit above our average high this time of year, coming close to 80 degrees here in Bangor. So taking a look at our temperature trend the next week, tomorrow, Tuesday, looking really good. So if you have any outdoor plans, those 2 days are the days before we really cool off by Wednesday into Thursday as that rain comes in. And then once that rain moves out, we rebound once again. So we'll be climbing up that roller coaster Friday and Saturday, as we'll get pretty hot out there, especially on Saturday with temperatures in the mid-80s though. But tonight we'll be under a partly cloudy sky, temperatures near average and in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, beautiful weather. We'll be in the low to mid-80s under a partly cloudy sky. The wind will not be a big issue. It'll be blown out of the northeast at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. But our extended forecast outlook does show really nice weather Monday and Tuesday. And then more chances of showers arrive by Wednesday into Thursday before we finally clear up by Friday and temperatures rebound, hovering close to 80 degrees. Dylan?
All right, thanks, Conrad. Making my dreams come true there. Plan on going golfing tomorrow, so that's good. Sunny day. All right, don't touch that dial because sports is coming up next.
Interest rates are on the rise and making waves in the real estate market. Buying or selling? You need a navigator. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
For a better center to serve you, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. For a bigger selection of trusted brands, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. And to better service your ride, no matter the size, Bangor Tire has moved to Herman. Master mechanics, free shuttle service, and the fair deals you deserve. Take Littlefield Avenue to Bangor Tire, beside Dysarts in Herman. BangorTire.com.
We're more than just a tire store.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
Homes are selling in a single day. The real work happens well before. I'm Holly Taylor, and I have the expertise to guide you through your home improvements. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
LEGO Masters is back. We are going to blow your minds.
Go! LEGO Masters premieres September 21st on Fox.
Welcome back in, folks. Time for some sports news from around the state. First, let's hit the gridiron. Football season right around the corner. And in Bangor, Huston football opened up camp last week, hitting the ground running before their first game of the season in early September. Tyler Cruz has that story.
Just it's great to be back here. Perfect day here at the Winkin Complex.
I think that we just got a huge motor.
Over at Huston University, that motor started running late last week.
These first 2 days we've come out here and we've put all our effort in, whether
No, it was plugged in. This is the only one that reaches.
They were doing or not, we're still just giving all effort.
The Eagles opened up camp on Thursday with their narrow miss of the 2021 playoffs in the back of their mind.
I think the expectations around here at Huston are we want to be a playoff team.
Anything like that's motivation. It's definitely disappointing.
They've got 23 days to prep for their first game of the season on September 3rd. They're coming off of a strong year last year, but they graduated a number of key seniors.
We had a lot of guys last year that were in those leadership roles, and they had been in those leadership roles for a few years. So now it's time for us to step up, and it's time for us to really take a hold of this team.
We had those older guys that they pretty much showed us the way, and we're just echoing off what they showed us.
So now, Coach Nat Clark is calling on his next generation of leaders.
You've got guys ready to step up. It's like a cycle, you bring guys in, they learn, and now they're ready to do it, do their part. So, a lot of guys are ready, they're hungry, they're great leaders of their own, but it's really just taking what I've learned from them and applying it to the new guys.
With the new cycle of guys in, these early days of camp are all about culture.
Yeah, we're trying to create that culture that we always have here at Husson. You know, it's just a team culture. We're one team, one unit.
I think we just try to build that culture, you know, of Husson football, and play hard all the time, and our expectations are high.
And come September 3rd, they're all rallying around the same goal.
I think everyone here knows that the goal is 10-0, win a ring, win the conference, be the top in New England, and with that sitting in our minds, that's going to motivate us to do the best.
Be looking out because we're going to kick some butt. We're ready.
In Bangor, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Man, hope you folks are as excited for football as I am. Can't wait for gridiron football season to come up there. College, NFL, all that stuff. Well, to some golf now. Topsom native Caleb Manuel has had a heck of a past few months qualifying for the U.S. Open, winning the main amateur, and beginning next week, Manuel will tee it up at the U.S. Am at the Ridgewood Country Club in New Jersey. Now, this was supposed to be a relaxing, slow summer for Caleb, but as Dave Eade tells us, it's been anything but, and that's a good thing.
It's a lot of fun.
It's been quite a summer for Topsom's Caleb Manuel.
Yeah, it's kind of a bonus.
Last month, he won his second straight main amateur. And then in June, Caleb qualified and played in one of golf's great majors, the U.S. Open.
It's a lot of fun playing against the best players. You know, it means a lot when you go to a tournament and you're nervous and stuff like that, and you're actually like, you know, it feels good to actually play well. So, I mean, all the tournaments I've played in, you know, are meaningful, and this one will mean a lot too. Yeah.
Next week, for the first time in his young career, Caleb will tee it up at the U.S. Amateur.
If you're playing in the U.S. Am, you get a little extra summertime, so I'm looking forward to it, and it's my first U.S. Am. I played in the U.S. Junior before, but U.S. Am's probably the best one out there.
After the U.S. Amateur, Caleb will head south to Athens, Georgia, where he'll compete collegiately for the Division I Bulldogs.
You know, it's going to be different. It's going to be harder, you know, competition-wise, but you know, I'll be pushed, and it's just kind of like the next step. So I look forward to, you know, kind of being on a mission and, you know, getting ready to practice every day.
And so far for this 20-year-old, it's been mission accomplished. In Brunswick, Dave Eade, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Some great success that young man is having there. I wish I was that good at golf. I could learn a lesson, a thing or two from him. Well, alrighty, folks, that's all for sports. We'll be right back with more news after the break.
Up and Spoke Fireworks is family-owned with a huge selection including Brothers and Showtime, Time Bandit, and Black Hat brands. We will share our knowledge with you, then go have a blast. Up and Spoke Fireworks, 173 West Main Street, Searsport.
I grew up in Eastport. My dad actually worked for Bangor Hydro, so that was always my goal. I've been here for 36 years. We're all that same company, from Washington County to Bangor, Lincoln, Presque. We're all the same people. We're all from here. This area is like one big community. When we help people, that's our biggest reward, getting the power back on. We've done that for years, and we'll continue to do that.
It's time to amp up the fun at your local Ford dealer. The summer supercharged sales event is here. So stop by your Ford dealer today and check out great offers on select Ford vehicles. Then discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level.
Now place your order and lock in 2.9% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on select Ford SUVs.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead cost.
At US Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
When Ansley Moore of Better Homes and Gardens wants to know the local forecast, she logs on to foxbangor.com. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
We've got a huge game here.
Up and Spoke Fireworks is family-owned with a huge selection including Brothers and Showtime, Time Bandit, and Black Hat brands. We will share our knowledge with you, then go have a blast. Up and Spoke Fireworks, 173 West Main Street, Searsport. Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight. Now, these are two flavors you probably wouldn't expect to go together. Well, think again. The Hotel Tango Distillery has come out with a bourbon that tastes like toasted marshmallows. That's right, and it's called Smalo, Toasted Marshmallow Bourbon. Bourbon experts say the new flavor has notes of toasted marshmallows, caramelized sugar, and smoke. It's arrived just in time for fall, in case you need a break from pumpkin or cinnamon. That's right, pumpkin spice season just around the corner. Look out. Speaking of spooky season, a Kellogg's popular cereal goes shocking orange for upcoming Halloween fun. New Kellogg's Rice Krispies will hit the shelves this month with eye-popping Great Pumpkin Deep Orange color, and getting it out now will help Halloween fans get into the spirit of Rice Krispies treat fun with marshmallow or other flavors by the end of October. It's still the same taste and crunch as always. Kellogg says a 7.5-ounce cereal will be $4.49 a box, and a 12-ounce box will retail for $5.49. Scariest part about that is we're already doing Halloween stories. Who got spooked? Boom, jump scare. Well, you can now get some of your favorite summer flavors in your favorite bag of chips. Doritos announcing it's releasing ketchup and mustard flavored chips. The chips are based off of Canada's best-selling varieties of the snack. Both flavors will be available for a limited time and sold only on Frito-Lay's own website, snacks.com, with the large bag costing roughly $5.50. I don't know about that. And the little graphic we had up there with the little squirt bottles and the Doritos, not so sure those, hit my appetite. I don't know about that flavor there. Well, fast food value menus are starting to dwindle and become more expensive thanks to supply chain issues and inflation. Value menus offer customers cheaper meal options, but in 2021, fewer than half of the value and combo meals were available compared to what was promoted in 2016. According to management consulting company Technomic, the number of value meals on menus decreased by more than 5% in 2021. Fuel, labor, and other prices have increased during inflation, causing profits at some restaurants to take a hit. Businesses have also increased prices and cut down on portion sizes to offset rising costs. Well, folks, we're coming up at the end of the show here, and unfortunately, I've got a little bit of sad news coming up at the end of my time here on Fox 22 News at 10. Yeah, breaking news here. You heard it here, folks. This is my last show here. I do want to thank everyone for tuning in every Saturday and Sunday. I have enjoyed bringing the news to you, and I hope we had some fun at the end of the day while doing it. Some of those animal stories were pretty cool. I do want to thank everybody here, our reporters, our awesome production staff. Jeff Hoke, you're my guy. Teddy, Sarah, you're all the best. And, of course, the powers that be that gave me this opportunity. And, of course, you for tuning in all the time. Thanks again. Good night, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Emerald Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my French Door Air Fryer 360. This is my biggest air fryer yet. Extra large 26-quart capacity. Cook with up to 70% less calories from fat than deep frying. That's a big deal, my friend. It's all about the Air Crisp technology. 360 degrees of superheated air gives you fast, even cooking. With 24 preset cooking functions, doesn't get any easier, folks. My 10-in-1 French Door Air Fryer 360